Henry Mintzberg came up with the more detailed and accurate roles that a good manager needs to fulfill on a regular basis. And after watching this video, you will be able to answer the question, what do managers do exactly, without simply just saying that they manage people. There are 10 different roles that are going to fall under 3 broad categories. And before I continue, I need to remind you to subscribe. Subscribing will help with the algorithm, and telling people to subscribe at the beginning of the video actually works. Apologies for the interruption. And if you are already subscribed, thank you for subscribing. Now, these are the 3 broad categories: interpersonal roles, informational roles, and decisional roles. The first category is about interpersonal role. A good manager has to interact with people from inside and outside the organization, and the individual roles are figurehead, leader, and liaison. As a manager, you have to be present in various places of importance. Being a figurehead is about the ceremonial duties that one needs to perform. It might not seem that much important, but think about it. Your team is celebrating for the surpassed goal on something. It's just a small celebration. You will have cake or pizza or whatever. And if your manager is not present in the celebration, it is not really going to hurt anybody. You are celebrating nonetheless. But if the manager is celebrating with the team members, that is going to tell you that he or she appreciates your hard work for the company. The figurehead role can be as big as being present in a court case and as small as taking an employee to lunch. The next role is the role of being a leader. Managers need to motivate and encourage their employees. There are employees that are definitely performing well. Managers have to encourage them to stay on track. Show them that you see them and recognize their hard work. Make sure they are rewarded. And if employees do not perform up to your expectation, check to see what would motivate them better. There are so many ways an employee can be motivated. So many theories are out there for motivating employees. In fact, you can check my videos on this channel about some of those theories right now. Alright, then a good manager is also a liaison for the organization. They communicate with people outside of their team, outside of their respective department, and outside of their organization. They will create a well-organized network that will, in the end, benefit their team as well as the entire organization. The next broad category of roles is called informational roles. Managers have to handle all kinds of informations for the company. First of all, they have to monitor the information properly. The good manager will screen their own team to see if they are performing well or not. And more importantly, are the people they are responsible for satisfied or not? Productivity is important, but remember, employee satisfaction is also important, because if your employees are not satisfied, your productivity will not be that high for too long. That was monitoring inside the company. The manager needs to also monitor information outside of the company. What about competition? Are they doing something better than you that you need to check? What do the customers want? What are the trends? Where is the overall industry moving towards? Do you need to change your way of doing business to keep up? All part of monitoring. Then you have the role of disseminator. Here you need to communicate what information you have learned to your team and your organization. After monitoring, if you feel like the people inside need to know what is going on outside, you have to tell them. You don't have to tell them everything though, just the important things. What are the important things is going to depend on you. You might want to tell them what the competition is up to. You might even tell them the industry trend. Then there is the role as the spokesperson. The manager will have to talk to people outside the organization about what is happening inside the organization, holding press conferences and letting people know about your long-term goal. Things like that. The investors, the customers, and even the suppliers are the examples of the people that fall outside of your organization, and you have to communicate with them whenever the need arises. Gather information and then distribute that information accordingly. The next broad category is called decisional roles. Well, of course, the manager needs to make a lot of decisions on a regular basis. And the first role in this category is entrepreneur. Managers will have to come up with new ideas to improve the way of doing business and solving any problems. Remember, the manager is also gathering information, as I said in the last category. So, with that information, a good manager can come up with innovative ideas to improve their organization to the next level. So, with that information, a good manager can come up with innovative ideas to improve their organization and take it to the next level. Now, the managers also need to act as disturbance handler. Things are not going to be perfect. There are factors that nobody can control, and almost every single business needs to go through the tough times. And a good manager needs to be able to handle these difficult situations. Next, we have the role of resource allocator. The manager has to handle the resources. More often than not, the resources they get will be limited, and those resources need to be allocated to people and places properly so that they can get the best results, and they also have to keep everybody happy. And resources do not always mean money, it can be anything. And the last role is the role of a negotiator. The manager will negotiate with everybody. They will negotiate with their own team members about, let's say, the resources being allocated to them. They have to negotiate with the new hires about salary and other compensations. Negotiate with superiors about more resources for their own team members. Negotiate with suppliers for better prices. They have to keep doing it. And those were the 10 roles under 3 broad categories a manager needs to fulfill. Now, one more thing. These are separate roles, but as you might have already guessed, these roles are somewhat interconnected to each other. You get information from communicating with people, and then you can use that information to allocate resources or make important decisions. So, a good manager will perform all of these duties properly because not doing any one of these is going to hinder them from doing other tasks. That is all I'm going to talk about the managerial roles. I hope you understand the topic properly. And if you have any questions or comments, you can comment below and let me know. Again, like, share, subscribe, and help the channel and all that. I also have a Patreon account. You can support me directly over there if you want to. And now, small bonus. Nobel Prize Physics 1918. Max Carl Ernst Ludwig Planck. Max Planck in short. One word. Quantum. No, 2 words. Quantum physics. And that is it for bonus section. This is the official end of this video. Thank you so much for watching if you are still watching. I really hope you have learned something new today. And do not forget to take care of yourself. Lastly, goodbye for now.